It kind of get weird for a second there, like people stumbling across like funerals and shit.
No.
Because it's Japan, man. They don't care. There's ghost Pokemon.
so
And
there
there's
might
ghosts
be-
in the cemetery.
So there, no, in a real cemetery.
Yes, in real
Oh,
cemeteries.
fuck. That's
It's Japan, dude.
No. Oh no, dude.
It's wild. So it was like, oh yeah, y'all can't do that, man. Don't be all up in the cemetery because people hang out. Hipsters hang out in cemeteries during the day anyway. It's like taking a stroll through Hollywood
taking
cemetery.
pictures and stuff. Yeah, pictures.
Taking pictures.
Oh,
It was like
God.
Edgar Allan Poe captions.
Edgar Allan Pokemon.
Yeah, that'd be tight, actually. That'd be tight. So Pokemon Go, I'm going to make that as one of the best games of 2019. There's still like 40 million people
But it
live
came out
playing
before 2019.
It came out, yeah, but it keeps changing. They keep adding things. They keep
new
making
content. Okay.
I mean, a lot of new content too. Not just stuff you buy, like the game mechanics that are added to it, and there's new buddy system. There's like a Tamagotchi element that's added to it now, which you can have a buddy that you feed personally, and it's on the screen. It follows you around and does find stuff for you. It's pretty crazy.
It sounds like it's a pretty developed game at this
It's
point.
pretty deep. It
Very
started off
much.
with lots of problems because there's just so many people trying to play it. It was crashing all the time. Now it doesn't crash almost at all. It glitches
cool
a little bit. Just trading amongst rail people now, stuff like that.
That's great.
Yeah, pretty cool. So what's the
check
next one
that
of
out.
yours? Yeah.
Next one I got is called Greedfall.
Greedfall.
This
Let me see a picture of that.
This is pull that up. This is a game that is by a smaller developer. I mean, this was one of the ones you could get for like $40 to $50. They ran a couple specials on it on PlayStation, but basically it's a colonizer game. You have you're royalty, and you are dispatched out to this island that's colonized by all these different factions. And as well as the factions that have colonized there's also natives.
Okay.
And basically you go through, you have to, they have a plague in your homeland, and your higher-ups believe that this island holds a key for your salvation, to save your people.
Okay.
So anyway, it goes through all this shit, and the main really cool thing about this game is it has cool looking bosses.
Yeah, this monster looks really cool.
Yeah, but it also...
What's the time period? Is this like some sort of future-y kind of...
No, I don't know. It's not future-y. It's in the past. Everybody looks like... It's in a fantasy world, but everybody looks like Zorro.
Yeah, he's got like a musket handgun.
It looks
looking
very
thing.
16 to 17, early 1700s look.
Yeah. Okay.
But anyway, the way you interact and either piss off or please the various factions in the game determines how the game turns out, but also how hard certain parts of the game are. There's a really cool companion aspect to it that's reminiscent of if you played Dragon Age.
Oh, okay.
Any of those games, or I almost want to say Dragon's Dogma. I think had this. It's like Dragon Age. It's a little difficulty across the board was a little bit higher. But I think Dragon Age is, Dragon Age Inquisition was probably a better game than the closest Dragon's Dogma. That's just a personal thing. But anyway, it's cool. You can also fuck your companions, but unlike Dragon Age Inquisition, they don't have like sex cutscenes. This one doesn't, so you don't even know if they did it, which is kind of lame.
You don't know if it's true or not.
Yeah, you don't know if it's fake news or not. But it's cool. They got a lot of equipment upgrades and things of that sort. It's a neat storyline. The game isn't too long, but it's also not full price. I think the next game that they put out, if they do another one like this, will be really fucking awesome. But I liked it.
Do you have excuse me, do you drive vehicles and stuff in this game, or is it kind of you're just walking and collecting items?
You're
and
walking and there's fast travel.
Okay.
And you know what?
You follow a map. You see
yeah, and you walk between.
Oh, it looks really cool.
Different areas. The one thing I'm going to say about it is that where it is lacking is combat. It's a little clunky.
Okay.
It doesn't control-wise, the way they set it up, I wasn't totally satisfied with it, and it wasn't the type of thing where I could customize the controller.
Yeah, that'd be kind of whack.
Yeah.
You have to run around all day, and the
Exactly.
controls would be wonky.
But I ended up playing the game, and kind of the path I did was I just was really nice to all the native people, but then I would also, if I could get a big enough payout from the other people, I'd just go do their stuff. But you don't bring any of your native sympathizing companions with you, and they're all hunky dory. So I learned that early on. So you just lie to all of them.
Okay.
But yeah.
So you have the interactions. Are you trying to find one particular?
So the deal is this: your mother, has this disease, this affliction that nobody can figure out what it is, and you also find out that your cousin, who is the governor of the island, is he comes down with it as well. And the whole purpose of your faction is you all are the negotiators, the colonizers that end up making sure the colonies don't kill each other. And there's like a shipping faction, the seamen that roll around, and their deal is if you fuck them over, they won't bring your supplies to you, so you die. Then there's a science-based faction that is everybody looks like people from the Middle East before they abandoned science, which is kind of funny. And then there's another one that's obviously the Roman Catholic Church type look. They look all like bishops and old thing, It's cool. And then there's another a military faction. But you pick up companions all around, and you can piss them off enough to where they'll refuse to do stuff for you, or they won't help you at the end of the game, which is kind of like a thing that Dragon's Dogma and Dragon Age Inquisition had.
Right. So you might have to go back and work your penance off and get this guy to help you.
Yeah,
or
there's
just
side missions. Well,
at
the end, if you piss them off enough, that's it, dude.
That's it.
That's
you
it.
Fail.
They're like, no, yeah. Game over for this person. Unless you saved a game early enough and you're willing to play a portion of the game over again.
Yeah. Okay. Well, so you have an option to go back when you get some redemption.
Game save thing. Yeah, you can do that. But I thought it was great. It was a nice little kind of light politics game, and
with monsters.
A lot of monsters.
Weird
a little bit.
bears.
You know what? It actually kind of reminded me of The Witcher 3 a little bit sometimes.
I don't know a lot about those games. That's really cool. What's the next game I had? The next game I have is Street Fighter V Championship Edition, which just came out about a few weeks ago, 2 weeks ago. The game itself came out probably 2016 or something like that. It's been about 4 years, and they keep repatching it. That's the new way people do games now. The game comes out, and it's damn near not finished with not all the characters. Then they release characters as they go and add content.
I got a game on my list coming up that is kind of...
And that really bothers me that you buy something that's not finished. and then you have to keep buying stuff. It's not cool.
Let me tell you what. There's some other games, I'll just real quick interject here.
Please.
The most recent God of War game.
Okay. Did you have to keep buying swords and shit?
No. This is so you go through, and there's a map, and there's I can't remember how many locations it is total, but there's 3 or 4 places that you just can't get access to. And I beat the game, and I didn't have 100% completion. I was like, man, what did I miss? I looked, and I had mostly complete. So I looked it up, and a Reddit forum, people were like, yeah, these are just areas of the game that haven't been made yet. And I'm like, but I finished the story mission and all the side missions, and I can't get the rest of this? What?
Nah.
What? And they're like, no, it's some downloadable content that they don't say when it's going to come out or anything. So I'm like, well, there's a whole nother portion.
Maybe they're going to add some story to it.
And guess what? They haven't. And this game was over a year ago.
They're not going to patch it.
I don't even know if they're going to do anything. They're going to. I have no idea. Game
developers, stop doing that shit. That shit is whack. Finish the game.
Yeah, the next game.
Finish it.
The next game I've got has this problem.
Yeah.
Okay, we'll get to that though when that happens.
Yeah, so Street Fighter V came out.
And these are the games we like.
And this one, that's right. I really like this game. It's my Street Fighter. The Street Fighter series, along with Mega Man, is my favorite video games. Period.
I know. Oh, you're saying
the Street Fighter series,
classic Mega Man.
All of them. Yeah.
I don't know anything about modern Mega Man.
It's still classic. Still the same look.
Platformer.
Yeah, it's the same platformer. Mega Man just gets more abilities, but it's still the same game.
It's just more Mega Man.
It's more Mega Man. Mo Mega Man. Mo Mega Man. Mo songs.
Mo Mega.
They started throwing fireballs. You got a dragon punch. They keep sliding on, catching onto the walls. It's the same game though. It's awesome.
Yes.
So this game comes out and the online is really trash. Like when you try to play, like the lag makes it almost impossible to play. And we're just like, wow, okay. And then the patch comes and there's more characters and it gets better. And it's like, oh, okay. And then another patch comes, this like a year later, and then a year later, like
that's a long time.
There's a lot, but these patches come out every month or so. There's like something that keeps coming out to the game.
Oh, okay.
And it so now to the most recent patch that come out probably about a month ago or less, the game is awesome now. And the online is still not great, but it's fine. It's good enough. It's good enough to play. Absolutely. It's kind of like being at an arcade. It's great. But now the game has all kinds of cool characters and way more abilities. One of the boss characters, Gil, was added to the game from Street Fighter 3. And his voice acting and all the music and stuff. All the music in the game is amazing. Like all the levels sound so cool. All the art is really cool, even though it's goofy looking, almost like action figures is the art style when you actually are playing the game, which I still think is cool. It's not necessarily as cool as some other games, but it's really tight, and I'm really enjoying the game. It's getting up to like 39 characters. I think when it came out, it had like 8. Now it has 39. Yeah. And there's going to be another year of this before Street Fighter 6. We all assume is coming out 2021 or 2022 with the new PlayStation, whatever the PlayStation 5, I guess.
Yeah, which is
I don't know if there's a date for that yet.
I don't know if one. I know we're getting
the new Xbox
this year,
is coming out.
Right?
The new Xbox is coming out this year, I think.
Xbox always releases before PlayStation
they do.
does.
That game is cool. I pulled up this trailer
because
Gil.
The Street Fighter V.
Yes, the game is very deep and has all kinds of fun stuff you can do. You can go through and change through the characters. There's an awesome training mode in which you can go through with each character and see which attacks give you frame advantage, and you can set a dummy to do something, and you can practice specific scenarios that pop up. You go like, how come every time this guy does this, I get hit? You can like go set a dummy to like.
Oh, that's great.
So
it's got good training.
It's awesome.
Sections.
And you can see the frame advantage, know when you can press the button. Street Fighter, for people who don't play fighting games. I'm explaining fighting games like to people in a really quick way. Fighting games is like rock, paper, scissors. And it has to do with attacking, blocking, or throwing. Okay? Like you can block an attack, but you cannot block a throw. You can attack a throw. Like if someone tries to throw you, you can punch it.
But you can dodge.
You can backdash or jump it. You can jump in or anything like that. So it's all about knowing when it's okay for you to press a button or being able to guess what your opponent is going to do and you do the thing that counters it. That's fighting games in a nutshell. It's like tennis. Like you go back and forth. It's one-on-one. You can either predict what the person is going to do, or you can have a game plan and hope that they can get ahead of you or not.
That's and honestly, any game that has combat in it, hand-to-hand combat or melee combat, should have that aspect.
Yeah.
Whatever it is. They should all have that.
Right. So, in all the characters, in each character has things it does well. It's like some characters are all about throwing. So, your game plan with Geef could be like, I'm just going to take a lot of punches to the face because I'm going to allow that person to punch me because I'm going to keep getting closer to them. And when I'm really close to them, they will die because I will start throwing them and it's over.
Yeah.
And you
anticipation. It's like music. It's like playing music.
Yeah.
And shit.
And some other characters you had like Ken, you have to take a risk to beat people. His damage output is crazy, but his defensive options are trash. So you kind of have to go take a risk and jump in and just like try to punch this guy in the face and see what happens, catch someone off guard.
Yeah.
And that's your game plan. Other characters are turtles, like Dalsim, in which your whole game plan is to like make them come get you. Like you're running away, you're punching where you think they're going to be, and they have to come get you. Like you're never going to go attack them. You're never,
Right.
never. I will hide and I will sit here and do nothing, and you will lose. So fighting games are really deep, and there's hybrid versions of all those characters